Welcome to India. Welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Trump.
The arrival of President Trump and the First Lady Melania Trump to India, and the warm welcome, the handshake, the hearty hug, which has now become a symbol of their friendship. Greetings all around.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi introducing the American President Donald Trump.
I am the chosen one.
This is the first visit to India by President Donald Trump.
That was a quick greeting with Ivanka Trump and Jared Trump.
Wait, what?
What?
Jared Trump, the daughter and son-in-law of President Trump.
The president delivers his America First message to the largest rally crowd yet. Wait till you see it.
Gujarat, the folk dances that are so colorful, so warm and so welcoming.
You know I like my chicken fried, cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio up, I like to see the sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes, feel the touch of a precious child, know a mother's love.
U.S. President Donald Trump has arrived in India for his first visit there. He's due to address a rally of some 100,000 people.
President Trump is feeling the love on his first official trip to India. The president and first lady there, they're visiting India's famed Taj Mahal at this hour for that beautiful photo op in front of the beautiful building. Earlier, he addressed a crowd of more than 100,000 people at the world's largest cricket stadium.
Before they went to this rally, something really striking to see as someone who's been to a lot of the president's own rallies back in the United States. We were seeing this rally here in this cricket stadium that seats 100,000 people.
The true strength of India is found in 125,000 beating hearts in this stadium, and the millions and millions of people who have seen and witnessed our great friendship and admiration today.
That was President Trump speaking earlier today to over 100,000 people at a rally in Indian Prime Minister Modi's hometown. The president and First Lady Melania Trump arrived in India today, the world's largest democracy, for a two-day state visit branded Namaste Trump.
Rob, Jillian, good morning to you. This was the biggest crowd the President Trump has ever spoken in front of, and it was everything that was promised by Prime Minister Modi. This stadium holds about 110,000 people. There were only a few empty seats up in behind where the president was speaking, but there were thousands more on the field.
Well, I mean, for a president who loves crowd sizes, India really does know its audience, because ever since the president first got here, that is what he's been seeing as he's driven through the streets of India. He's been going to several different states here. He went to Prime Minister Modi's home state earlier. Now he's visiting the Taj Mahal, somewhere the president says he's never been. You know, he had that namesake after in Atlantic City, that casino, but he's never actually been to visit it. And that's where you see him and he and the First Lady right now as they are there, where you know, typically this is crowded with tourists, but they have it cleared off just for them and staffers.
Hi, Mika. This trip is going to be a lot more style than substance. To the stadium, where over 100,000 people were packed in. He gave a speech, emphasized the U.S. friendship with India.
These are quite large crowds there. 100,000 people inside this stadium we're looking at right now, a cricket stadium.
It is your faith in the strength of a free society, your confidence in your own people, your trust in your own citizens, and your respect for the dignity of every person that makes the United States and India such a natural, beautiful, enduring friendship. I believe that the United States should be India's premier defense partner, and that's the way it's working out. Together we will defend our sovereignty, security, and protect a free and open Indo-Pacific region for our children and for many, many generations to come.
And it was really notable because as the president was arriving here, we heard them playing the playlist that they play at his own rallies.
The president has also touted the fact that there will be trade talks beginning in India. This is a president who's great in the art of the deal making, and he is standing in India as a world leader, as the top world leader, to move America forward and strengthen our ties with India.
Meanwhile, while we keep this video up and maybe share the screen, let's bring in Dan Bongino, Fox News contributor, former Secret Service agent. Dan, we're just seeing 125,000 people in an open stadium. How do you protect that? We noticed there was protective, it looks bulletproof glass, but what else goes into that?
Well, Brian, one of the most difficult components of the protection plan at a stadium like that is obviously going to be the magnetometers. Nobody gets anywhere near the president, even in an event like that, without walking through a metal detector, a magnetometer first. Now, having said that, think about this logistics-wise, right? There's always a logistics agent, Secret Service agent, who alone does that job on a foreign trip. That doesn't happen on domestic trips, where the lead advance takes care of it. That logistics agent on this foreign trip had to figure out a way to mag 100,000 people. Now, we use our metal detectors, so we have to take them over there on the trip. So that's an enormous undertaking in and of itself. But there's a certain flow rate. There's only a couple of hundred people per hour each team can do. So can you imagine the personnel and the magnetometers alone that went into that just one site? Remember, he's going to New Delhi, too. So this is just one site, must have been a couple of military car planes itself, just to get all those people, what we would call cleaned, meaning, you know, free of any kind of metal on that site.
Right. Aaron, other countries watching, what do they take away from this? Because, I mean, it was a massive crowd, and they were very excited to see him.
Any country that saw President Trump today in India saw a world leader and a world-class leader. President Trump is a strong force and the strongest force for the American people. Wherever he goes, he brings the message of America first. He is putting our American citizens first on the global stage wherever he goes, because that's what he cares about most. He walks into India so that he can extend these relationships and these ties between the American and the Indian people. This is really important across the globe.